Several new studies, including one by the VA, say the drug may actually harm critically ill patients.
Studies in the U.S. From the VA and now from New York State that show no benefit or even a potential harm in the case of the VA study.
Where is the evidence that they're using to determine that it's safe to continue? When we've got this study, we see no other evidence coming out that it is beneficial.
Not only have we blown holes in that shoddy, ridiculous VA study, but there's new research showing the opposite, that hydroxychloroquine is beneficial. The Ingram Angle just got our hands on the first English translation of a study by world-renowned infectious disease specialist Didier Raoult on treating 1,061 COVID-19 patients with hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin in France. Now, the key finding, and what we've been saying about this correct application of the drug, is the following. When prescribed soon enough after the onset of symptoms, it leads to a more favorable outcome of COVID-19. He goes on to write that waiting too long for a double-blind study, he says it seems immoral to us and in contradiction with the Hippocratic Oath, which states that a doctor must do as much as possible to treat patients according to the available knowledge in the field. Here now is infectious disease expert Dr. Stephen Smith. Dr. Smith, do you agree that those treating COVID patients, as you have, I think you're up to 200 plus patients, that you don't have time to wait for the double-blind perfect study here?
No, I mean, if you want to do a double-blind study, then do it in the well patients. You don't do it in the patients that are being admitted to the hospital. Those people are extremely ill. There's already plenty of evidence to prove, establish that treatment of this population with this combination regimen designed by Dr. Raoult and colleagues works. It certainly doesn't harm people, and I have data that fit with Dr. Raoult's data. Of course, his are more substantial than ours even. We are up to almost 200 patients, Laura. But the exact same thing. If people are going to go bad, they go bad early. That means that something we're doing is working. And the odds of that happening by chance, as we discussed a long time ago, are 10 to the minus 27th or whatever. So we know the combination is changing the course of disease. And we know now the French data are extremely strong. So you can't ethically deny that. What would you say to the patient's family?
Well, Dr. Smith, how do you explain this? Because again, all the headline readers and all these reporters who actually should dig 3 levels down into this study, as I know you have and so many of your colleagues have, it's not a study. Talk about not a real study. This VA report, and yet the reporters are just repeating stuff.
It's unbelievable. That's not a study at all. They don't even list the dosages of hydroxychloroquine or azithromycin used. If a pill got dispensed from the formulary, Dr. Embody and the 2 other MDs on that study, the other rest are PharmDs and statisticians, are not clinicians. They're all trained in ophthalmology. Dr. Embody is a renowned macular degeneration researcher. I have no idea why he delved into this study, which isn't a study. It's a sham. I can't believe anyone took this seriously. There's not one dosage listed, cumulative or daily, of hydroxychloroquine or azithromycin, and people call this a study. I've never, ever seen an efficacy drug trial or study not mention the dose.
Well, doctor, we actually reached out to the authors of that.
So did I.
You reached out too. They wouldn't answer our questions about timing, level of dosing, status of the patients when the drug was given. We still haven't heard back.
Not one person in that paper saw one COVID patient. Only 3 of MDs, all are ophthalmology trained. I went to UVA, so I just looked up to see if they were in the ID department, like my friends are. They're in the something about the vision department. Dr. Embody is a basic science researcher. That's fine. He's good at that. The other 2 MDs in that study, Dr. Prayer and the 3rd MD, Narendran, they're ophthalmology trained in other countries, and they work in Dr. Embody's lab. It's a sham. It's a shame on UVA. I sent an email to the dean of the med school at UVA. I have not heard back from him. It is an embarrassment that UVA allows this thing to be called a study.
And by the way,
stronger about it.
Yeah, and the FDA's warning about it, Dr. Smith, is now leading hospital groups like Johns Hopkins to pull back from hydroxychloroquine because of heart issues, which Dr. Didier Raoult did not find. It's been prescribed to pregnant women for decades, even when they have rheumatoid arthritis, for decades. So, I mean, something is weird here. It's weird. It's weird.
It's very strange, unbelievably strange to me. And Dr. Dobesh, as I've commented before, has looked at over 80, 90 patients of ours that have had more than 3 days of this combination and had EKGs done since then. And he finds minimal to no changes, no clinically significant changes in patients that don't have other tremendous issues going on. We're going to publish those data online. The study is called, remember study, Association of Diabetes.
Good.
And I picked the wrong one.
All right, Dr. Smith, we got to roll. But look, we want that study when it comes out. But look, you see patients every day with your practice. Treating physicians, that's what Raoult was saying. People who treat COVID patients, they count in their experiences. Yeah, they're observational. They're observing whether patients are getting better. Dr. Smith, thank you very much tonight. We really appreciate it. And